What's going on YouTube? Chimbaman11 here. Okay, I'm with this guy. His name is Rob. He plays a random ass deck. He calls it I Spy Exodia. Alright, and guys, you know this channel, what I like to do is I like to show you guys how the average player can outmask a tier 1 deck and all these different things. So I came across this deck and I thought it was really cool. I wanted to get the deck profile on. It's been about 2 weeks now and I'm really anxious to do this. So I'm just gonna go right into it. So Rob, you're gonna take it away to explain the deck and tell me how it's doing for you. Alright, so go right into the deck list.
Okay, so first of all, the main concept of the game is, of course, get all 5 Exodia pieces in your hand and you get an automatic win. Now, most decks usually run around drawing power, like Dragon Exodia and so forth. But I invented a new Searcher Exodia where you use things like Sangan, Emissary, the Afterlife, and other main cards to actually add them to your hand instead. First, I'd like to get down to here. First, you have the 5 Exodia parts, alright? So you can either draw them or whatever by luck or whatever, by any chance. Next, you want the main Searchers. Now, the main Searchers are comprised of 4 cards. 3 Emissaries, and 1 Sangan. When these cards are sent to the graveyard, you get these get you any legs or arms to your hand. This gets you any of the 5 Exodia pieces to your hand. Okay. Now as we move on, we have a thing called secondary searchers. Secondary searchers are cards that get out the primary searchers, so you can search for Exodia pieces more easily. For example, these cards are very expensive, but these 2 tour guides from the underworld automatically search for Sangan. When Sangan's out in the field, you automatically search for this piece, one of the pieces. So that's where it really comes into play. Next, we have another secondary searcher. They're called Vampire Dragons.
Quokka.
What happens when Vampire Dragon is sent from the field to the graveyard? First of all, you have to tribute summon it first. You could also tribute and set it, and that's still called legitimate tribute summon. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you get any of the 5 Exodia pieces.
Is that what the text says?
Yes. You just have to tribute
summon. Exodia pieces on the text?
Pretty much level 4 or lower. So the great thing about this card is that if you're about to get 5 Exodia pieces from Gold Sark or whatever, you can search for Battle Faders and other cards to stall up your game so you get your pieces. Alright, so we're down to almost all the monsters. Now we have the main Stoller cards. Obviously 3 Battle Faders.
Naturally.
Yep. And the interesting thing I'm going to get more into depth with explaining is the Carrier-roids.
Carrier-roid? Fuck yeah.
Now, no one's thinking of Carrier-roids as being much of a threat. It's from a premium pack, you don't see them in much of the tier 1 decks, but it gives probably 90% of the time complete spell or trap protection. Yes, some cards can destroy it. You must be mindful of that in your side deck. Cards such as Trishula, Dragon the Ice Barrier, Giant Trunade, maybe Black Rose. But other than that, it shuts down most popping effects of your spells and traps. I'll get more to this later, but it protects a lot of Stoller cards like Messenger Piece and so forth.
Alright, spells and traps.
Alright, so we got 20 monsters, alright? Now we have our main Searcher spell cards, and we all know what those are. Gold Sarks. Let me face the camera here.
Search out anything you need.
Search out anything you get in 2 turns.
That's all it's good for.
You got it.
Which is a lot.
Next, we got the main average Stoller card, Messenger Pieces. You're only paying 100 per turn, really, and it stops all monsters as long as this thing stays on the field, and it's permanent. Alright, now, this also works. You should definitely put in effect veilers instead of these 3 cards. What goes in match is a pretty good thing to pretty much stop spamming and summoning multiple attributed monsters. Things like 6 Samurai usually have multiple attributes and it usually slows them down a little bit. Now, what you want to do to support these monsters, all these searches over here, is you want cards that bring back monsters from the graveyard. So you want to spam Sangan, you want to spam Emissary. And the 7 cards that do it is Monster Born, Shallow Graves. I run 3. You also want 3 Limb Reverse Trap cards. These bring back Sangan, or can even bring back Carrier-roid, which I'll explain later. But you want those back from the grave.
Or if they go Iron Chain, they mill your legs, and then you go Limit Reverse, and you got your shit. And then you're like, oh, look at that, yay.
Exactly. In addition, when you switch this monster to defense mode, it also destroys your Searcher monster, which also guarantees your piece.
Yep.
So what you want to do is that, let's just say like another Exodia deck's facing you or another Stoller deck's facing you. You could switch to defense mode without your opponent destroying you and still get a search. Next we have, of course, our Call of the Haunted card. It's like Monster Born, pretty much. That sums it up. And our final 3 trap cards are the most interesting from Extreme Victory, Save Zones. Now save zones like Book of Moon have many different multi-purposes. Alright, it protects your monster like Carrieroid. Now, Carrieroid protects your spells and traps, right? But this almost completely protects the monster. So it creates a lock, a stall lock, and it can maybe stall you for at least a good 5 to 6 turns if you're lucky. Which is pretty good against, you know, really good tier 1 decks. The next thing you could do is if they get Shooting Star Dragon out, you could equip this to Shooting Star. You can't attack directly. You're not destroying the monster, so it can't negate it. And you can stop many powerful monsters from getting to your life points.
Exactly. So, though defensively it is good, offensively it can definitely be productive.
Yes, it can. And in addition, you could also chain Save Zone to many Spell Speed 2 monsters. So if they, like if Master Hyperion, for example, pops this card, chain it, destroys his monster. It's like a fissure.
It's great.
So pretty much, it's a work in progress. It's no championship deck, but it has a lot of potential ahead with new cards.
Yeah,
That's
guys,
about it.
the reason I wanted to do a whole, whole deck list about this was because I think it was about 2 weeks ago I played this kid. He goes, drop Battle Fader. I'm like, alright, cool, he's got 2 back rows. He goes, Save Zone. I was like, what? And then he goes, Summon Carrieroid, Save Zone. And I was like, stuck in a lock and he got Exodia out. And I was like, uh-oh, I lost game 1. But it's an interesting deck, and that's what I like about this. It's not plants, it's not this, it's not like that, it's not the other thing. But it's something different, you don't see it all the time, and that's what I wanted to show you guys. So anything else you want to add to this whole video?
Exodia Obliterate.
Yes. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Don't forget to like this video, and I'll see you guys later. JimMan11, out. Oh yeah, if you see anything you want to help with this guy, leave it in the comment section below. Peace!